Welcome back, mathematicians. In this video, we are going to look at the even and odd properties of the 6 trigonometric functions. Real quick review on even and odd functions. If f of negative theta is equal to negative f of theta, then the function is considered odd. The first 4 functions are odd, meaning these 4 right here, which include sine, cosecant, tangent, and cotangent. To give you a quick example of what this means, if you have sine of, let's say, negative 45 degrees, which is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2, this should be the opposite of sine of positive 45 degrees, which is the opposite because it's equal to positive square root of 2 over 2. Going to the next 2 trigonometric functions, these 2 are considered even. And the reason that they are considered even is because f of negative theta is equal to positive f of theta. So just to give you an example with cosine, if you have cosine of positive 45 degrees, we know this is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Cosine of negative 45 degrees is equal to also positive square root of 2 over 2. So they are equivalent regardless of whether you have a positive 45 degrees or a negative 45 degrees. Whereas with sine, cosecant, tangent, and cotangent, if you have negative 45 degrees and positive 45 degrees, you will get the opposite ratio. Let's now apply the even and odd properties to find the exact value of these 2 trigonometric functions. So because sine is considered an odd trigonometric function, we know that sine of negative 150 degrees is equal to negative sine of positive 150 degrees. From here, you have 2 options to simplify negative sine of 150 degrees. Your first option is to use your unit circle. Identify 150 degrees on the unit circle and find the point where the terminal side intersects the unit circle, which would be negative square root of 3 over 2, comma, positive 1/2. Because sine of theta is equal to y on the unit circle, you know that this would be equal to positive 1/2, retaining the negative symbol. So your final answer would be negative 1/2. The alternative strategy is to go ahead and do a drawing where you put the angle 150 degrees onto the coordinate plane. So if this is 150 degrees, then the reference angle is 30 degrees, which drawing this triangle means that this would be, vertical distance would be a value of 1, horizontal distance would be a value of square root of 3, and then the hypotenuse would be 2. Because we are in quadrant number 2, that horizontal distance will be negative. So as a result, you would identify the fact that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, or you'd say it's y over r in order to get this value of 1/2, and then of course retaining the negative, your final answer would be negative 1/2. Now we are going to find the exact value of cosine of negative 13 pi over 6. Because cosine is even, we know that cosine of negative 13 pi over 6 is equal to positive cosine of positive 13 pi over 6. Now hopefully we recognize that 13 pi over 6 is larger than 2 pi. So we want to take 13 pi over 6 and subtract from it 2 pi in order to get a coterminal angle. Finding our common denominator, this would be 13 pi over 6 minus 12 pi over 6, giving us a difference of pi over 6. So what we know is that cosine of 13 pi over 6 is actually equal to cosine of pi over 6. And then from there, we would evaluate cosine of pi over 6 to get a ratio of square root of 3 over 2. All right, guys, good luck.